The one sound that calms your baby's nervous system instantly. 2 babies cried the same way at 3 months old. By age 1, one of them calmed within seconds of hearing her mother's voice from another room. The other kept crying, even when her mother walked in and picked her up. The difference wasn't love. It wasn't attention. It came down to one sound, used one specific way, thousands of times before her first birthday. Researchers call this voice as a regulator. The idea that a caregiver's voice can function almost like an external nervous system for a baby who doesn't have the wiring yet to calm itself down. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. Your baby is screaming in the crib, red-faced, fists clenched. You haven't even picked her up yet, but you start talking, low and slow. I'm here, I've got you. Sometimes, before your hands even touch her, the crying softens. That's not a coincidence, and it's not magic. Dr. Ed Tronick at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, spent decades studying how infants regulate emotion through connection with a caregiver, most famously in his still face experiment. When a parent's face and voice went flat and unresponsive, babies who had been calm moments earlier became visibly distressed within seconds, reaching, vocalizing, trying to pull the connection back. The moment warmth returned to the voice, most babies recovered quickly. This doesn't mean one flat moment damages your baby. One-off moment doesn't undo anything. It means babies are constantly reading your voice for safety signals. And that's a skill you already have, not one you need to learn. Here's the mechanism. A newborn's brain cannot yet produce its own calm. The part responsible for self-soothing, the prefrontal cortex, is barely online, so babies borrow regulation from the adults around them. This is called co-regulation. Your voice, especially a low, slow, warm one, is one of the most powerful external regulators available to a baby's still developing nervous system. Dr. Barbara Kisilevsky at Queen's University found that fetuses respond to their mother's voice as early as the 3rd trimester, showing measurable heart rate changes when they heard it compared to a stranger's voice. That means your voice was already familiar, already safe, before your baby ever took a first breath. This isn't about doing something new. You're not behind. Your baby has been listening to you longer than you think. Now picture a different moment. Daycare pickup, baby overstimulated, overtired, melting down in the car seat. You don't have to fix the day. You just lower your voice, slow your words, and narrate calmly. Long day, huh? I've got you now. Dr. Nathan Fox at the University of Maryland has studied how a caregiver's calm tone can visibly shift an infant's stress response, sometimes measurable in lowered heart rate and cortisol within minutes. A rushed, high-pitched voice, even a loving one, doesn't send the same signal. This isn't about being perfect or having the right words. It's about tone doing work that content can't. So how do you actually use this on purpose? It comes down to 3 simple moves. First, drop your pitch. Before you even pick your baby up, lower your voice half an octave from how you'd normally talk. It sounds like, hey, I hear you. Second, slow your pace. Stretch your words out almost like you're speaking underwater. Instead of, it's okay, I'm coming, it becomes, it's okay, I'm right here. Third, repeat the same phrase every time. Consistency is what turns a sound into a signal. Pick one anchor phrase, like, I've got you, and use those exact words every single time your baby is distressed, so the sound itself becomes a predictor of safety. That's it. Low, slow, repeated. A complete framework your baby's nervous system can learn to recognize, even half asleep, even from another room. This is worth pausing on, because so many parents are told the answer is a product. White noise machines with 100 sound options, sleep training apps that track cries and suggest responses. None of that is wrong, but none of it can do what your voice does. A white noise machine cannot recognize your baby specifically and adjust its warmth in real time. Only your voice, shaped by your relationship, carries a signal your baby has been decoding since before birth. That's not something an app can replicate, no matter how many settings it has. Dr. Rachel Romeo at MIT has studied how back and forth vocal exchange between a parent and child, even just responsive sounds and tone, shapes areas of the brain tied to language and emotional processing over time. It's not the volume of words, it's the responsiveness, the warmth carried in the sound. This isn't another thing to get right. It's something you're already doing more often than you realize. So think back to those two babies. The one who calmed at the sound of her mother's voice wasn't lucky. Somewhere, hundreds of ordinary, unremarkable nights, a tired parent kept using the same low, slow words over and over without knowing they were building something permanent. You don't need a perfect moment. You need a familiar one. Years from now, your baby won't remember the sleepless nights, or the color of the nursery, or the brand of anything you bought. But somewhere in her nervous system, your voice, low and slow and repeated, will still mean safety. You're not waiting for some future moment to matter to your baby. You already do, every time you speak. If this changed how you think about something as simple as your own voice, consider subscribing. We post new videos every week. And if this was helpful, drop a like before you go. See you in the next one. This channel is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical or psychological advice. Always consult a qualified professional regarding your child's development.